guys, if you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. And we're back, and it is November 5th, all day. And tomorrow, you all know what tomorrow is. Vote, 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 vote. And it is 4:53 p.m., although it feels much later because the time changed and now it's getting dark at the crack of stupid. I really hate that, but such is life. I mean, we all hate it, but what do you do about it? All right, well, let's get into the Q posts. I didn't post yesterday, and I know you're saying, well, yeah, we know that. But, I figure that every once in a while I have to take a day off, and I got all wrapped up with rescuing kittens. Yes, kittens. So they are all happy and in a wonderful home, and they're doing well. But that's where I was yesterday. And you know what? It took precedence over this because winter's coming here, and they would not have survived because the coyotes were circling around them, and they would not have lasted probably more than another couple hours, if that. So, yeah, anyway, maybe I'll take a picture of them the next time I see them, and I will show you guys. So, anyway, having said all that, let's get started. And we're going to start. Actually, I am going to take you out to the actual board of Q because I'm a little bit pressed for time. Today has been one of those days, and I didn't get all of the posts copied over, and I thought, you know what, I'm wasting time copying this over. I might as well just do it right straight from the Q posts themselves. So that's what I'm doing. Now, let's start with the first one. We're picking up with November 4th because, as I just mentioned, I did not post. But we're going to go from November 4th, and we're going to get caught up to the very latest Q posts from tonight. I may come back later if I can squeeze it in. I'm going to try to come back later and do a Q-related news. So you can look for that later as well. I can't promise, but that is my intention right now. Unless something changes, I do intend to do a Q-related news because there's lots of that. So let's get started here. November 4th, and there is a link to an article on the Washington Post, and we're going to go out and take a look at that first. If you hear something, it's me rubbing my feet together. I'm not sure why I do that, but I do. Maybe I think that they'll start a fire and keep me warm. I don't know. Winter's coming. Why is this not working? Here it is. All right. Art can help distinguish between conspiracy and reality, and this exhibition proves it. Well, does it now? Let's take a look. New York, earlier this year, a complex map of hidden history from biblical times to the days of Donald Trump began circulating among conspiracy theorists, including those who follow the right-wing underworld of QAnon websites. Well, there are no QAnon websites, really. There is 8chan, where QAnon posts, and then there's the this one, QAnon.pub, where the posts are kind of pulled out and put together because 8chan is notoriously hard to navigate. So anyway, so the map weaves words, arrows, symbols, and shapes, implying a web of connections between events, people, and organizations such as Freemasonry, the Rothschild family, George Soros, the Saudis, Nazis, UFOs, and Pizzagate. The artist, who claims to have drawn the map, says it is part of a deep state mapping project, and it has earned him respect and acclaim among people who believe everything is connected. And of course, we would be among those people that believe that everything is connected in terms of people like Soros and the Saudis and Pizzagate and whatever. We believe that there are connections, and they're quite obvious connections, and we've explored them at great length. So, Everything is Connected also is the title of an exhibition about art and conspiracy at the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Met Brower Gallery, a potent and intriguing show that includes several works that are similar in style and technique to the Hidden History Map. Mark Lombardi's narrative structure drawings are more elegantly arranged than the rather amateurish and clotted conspiracy map, but they are similar in their use of arrows and webs of connection. They differ, however, in one fundamental way. They're based on research and facts, not implications, speculation, and fantasy. So this is what this is about, and of course, I'm not going to read all this because Q is going to tell us what it is that he is pointing out here, if we haven't already figured that out. It's interesting. The Washington Post, it says, and then underneath, democracy dies in darkness. Well, I don't think democracy is quite yet dead. I think that the rumors of its demise have been slightly exaggerated. And I think that we may see that tomorrow, that democracy has not yet died. So anyway, let's go back to Q. And that's not Q, that's me. Here we go. Now, this is what Q has to say. When you can't discredit this movement using logic and facts, you resort to comparing it to art, which is a little odd, but having a degree in art, I don't know if it's so far-fetched. Of course, they are coming at it from a different point of view. They are looking at it as poppycock, and I would not be if I was to do something like that. I think it would be a very interesting art project, to tell you the truth, but that's just me. Now, how many articles has the Washington Post released attacking the Q movement? I've lost count, so I don't know. I bet you Q actually does know the exact number, but it's been many, and it's not surprising. They always come at it from a negative point of view, and why wouldn't they? Seeing who owns the Washington Post, because Q mentions that next. Why is the Washington Post dedicated to attacking this movement? Washington Post owned by Amazon. ABCs and Amazon. Now, when he's talking ABCs, he's talking the CIA, because there is a strong connection between the CIA and Amazon, as there is with many large technocratic, organizations. So let's take a look at this next link that Q is providing us, just because we can. It is so slow. I don't know. My computer must have taken Quaaludes or something, because it's just like so slow. Or maybe I'm just fast. I don't know. Okay. The details about the CIA's deal with Amazon, well, there it is from the Atlantic, and I don't think that the Atlantic would, I don't think that they'd make that up. 600 million computing cloud built by an outside company is a radical departure for the risk-adverse intelligence community. So the intelligence community is about to get the equivalent of an adrenaline shot to the chest. This summer, a $600 million computing cloud developed by Amazon Web Services for the Central Intelligence Agency over the past year will begin servicing all 17 agencies that make up the intelligence community. If the technology plays out as officials envision, it will usher in a new era of cooperation and coordination, allowing agencies to share information and services much more deeply much more easily and avoid the kind of intelligence gaps that preceded the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks. Oh yes, right. It's all about preventing terror. Sure it is. All right, well, we don't need to read further than that. I think that we have seen quite clearly what it is that Q wants us to see here. So the Washington Post is dedicated to attacking the movement. It is also owned by Amazon. Amazon and CIA are in bed together. If it weren't a threat or real or simply a conspiracy theory, why the constant heavy attacks? Well, of course, you don't attack something if it really is a conspiracy theory And if most people think it's just a wild, out there idea, why would any newspaper or media outlet waste time on it? I don't know. I mean, really. I mean, I could name zillions of conspiracy theories, and they don't get attacked on the mainstream media. So why would this be so special? I mean, it doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make sense that they're telling us that this is all a conspiracy and it's all for a LARP, but they're dedicating such time and energy and effort to debunking it. Well, why is that? Well, we know. We know all too well. So now we have another link here, and we're going to go out to that. We're going to go out to that very slowly, I bet, if my past computer.
And we have
Here we go.
an army.
Here we go. Sorry.
As a soldier and as a general, as a retired general, we have an army of digital soldiers. What we are now, what I call them, because this was an insurgency, folks. This was run like an insurgency. This was irregular warfare at its finest in politics. And that story will continue to be told here. But we have what we call citizen journalists. Okay? Because the journalists that we have in our media
Not doing their job.
service to themselves, actually more than they did to this country. They did a disservice to themselves because they displayed an arrogance that is unprecedented. And so the American people decided to take over the idea of information. They took over the idea of information. And they did it through social media.
That's right. Very well spoken, General Flynn. Very well spoken. And that's exactly what we have. We've got people like me who actually, just one day decided, I can't stand this anymore. I mean, I don't know what I can do about it, but I'm going to do something. And there's a whole bunch of other YouTubers just like me. We're all kind of saying the same things, basically. And, that's what's happening. People have risen up, and I get most of my news. I get all of my news, actually. That's a correction, because I don't get any of my news from mainstream media. Very little. The only news that I get from mainstream media is once in a while I will listen to Fox News, but only if they're covering it in a bipartisan way, which really, even for Fox News, they've been kind of against Trump as well, more so than they should be. But anyway, let's go back and see what Q has to say. So, Q is saying information warfare, and then he puts in the kill brackets IW, information warfare, and that's exactly what it's why Alex Jones named his program InfoWars, because that's what this is about. And we always knew that this war would be fought over information, because you can't make the proper decisions if you don't have all the information. And that's the same way whether you're buying a car or buying a washing machine or buying the narrative. If you don't have all the points, you can't make an informed decision, and that's what they count on. So destroy the controlled narrative, and that's what we're doing. Slowly but surely, we are advancing against that controlled narrative and chipping away at it, one YouTube at a time, or one tweet at a time, or one Facebook post at a time, whatever. That's what we're doing. And it's taking a whole army of ordinary people, destroying the controlled narrative. Power belongs with the people. Where we go one, we go all. And he signs this Q plus, and then Q. Now, I have heard it posited that Q plus is actually Trump himself. I don't know if that is so, but it's as good of it's as good of a possibility as any, and I don't know. I would have to go back through and look at every place that Q plus has been used and try to determine whether that's so. But even then, I don't know if that would be conclusive or not. But it's a good idea. I think that Donald Trump really is active in this. I think that he knows very well who Q is and is in constant communication with Q and constantly coordinating between what is posted here and what Trump posts on his Twitter account. So anyway, let's go on. We're soldiering on to the next one. And here it is. Be the difference. Vote. I wish I could. But even if I was in the States, which I hope I am soon, I wouldn't be able to vote because I could. Nobody would ever question me, but I don't think it's the right thing to do because I shouldn't as a green card holder. But the next time that I live in the States, which hopefully will be soon, I will be applying for citizenship. So that will never happen, and I will be able to take part in political activities, which I would very much like to. So here we go. Be the difference, vote. Your country needs you. Your vote matters. We the people. Now, let's go out to this YouTube. Oh, okay, this I can't play because it's the Reagan speech about peace through strength. So unfortunately, I can't take you there or I'll get a copyright strike, and that would make me very sad. And you don't want me to be sad, do you? I don't want anybody to be sad. I wish the world were a happy place. Idealism. Even with age, it hasn't died in me. The time is now. Patriots, fight. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the might in His mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith. Don't want to lose my place here. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the saints. That is from Ephesians 6:10-18. Those are some of my favorite verses in the Bible. And we go into this. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men, and this of course is not from the Bible, but very good stuff as well. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. From the consent of the governed. I love that part. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate the government's long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. That is what psychologists call tyranny of the familiar. We tend to stay with what we're familiar with, even if that familiarity is tyrannical. That's why a lot of women will stay with men that abuse them, because the tyranny they know is better than that which they don't know. And it's the same with men. Men may stay in an abusive relationship because the fear of the unknown. They get used to that tyranny and they're familiar with the tyranny. So that is what they're saying, that mankind is much more willing to stay with something and suffer it than to, just for light and transient reasons, overthrow the government. And prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed, tyranny of the familiar. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evidences a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. That is some good writing there. That is the Declaration of Independence. Will we do our job to protect the vote? Will you do yours? Will you answer the call? Where we go one, we go all. Q. I don't know anybody that would not be in agreement with that. Some of the best writing that has ever happened. Declaration of Independence. Now, let's go on to the next post. Although it's hard to top that one, isn't it? In my mind it is, anyway. I don't know if ever anyone has penned something as powerful as that. And there are people in our government that are being paid out of our tax dollars that wish to abolish the Constitution. This means nothing to them. Nothing whatsoever. I did want to, well, I just remembered as well, that many people have pointed this out and said, you need to correct this on a future video. I called the Capitol building the White House, and I knew that it was the Capitol building. I don't know why I was thinking White House. It just sometimes, sometimes you have to just listen to what I mean and not what I say, because I can misspeak very easily. I do it very well. I misspeak frequently. So anyway, let's go on to the next one, and it says, eyes on, VIP Patriot. Let's go take a look at this. I'm trying to close some of these down so that maybe I can speed this up, because it is quite slow. All right, and this says, trust the plan, plus where we go one, we go all, hashtag my president. And it says, less than 4 hours for the great defender to arrive in Georgia. We are up front and carrying the QAnon baby Q confirm flag back to at POTUS. So Q is saying, eyes on Patriot, we see you. And I hear that that was a fantastic, I have friends in Georgia, and I hear that that was a fantastic rally there in Macon. I wish I could have gone. I would really love to see a Q rally, and I think that probably all of us would love to. Let's go back, and we're moving on to the next post. We're still on November 4th. And here is the next one. and there's going to be a lot of this. Q has been calling people out and showing their Facebook or their Twitter posts. QAnon Army here, standing in line at the Chattanooga, Tennessee Trump rally. We're about 150 people behind the front. We got here around 6:50 a.m. What a crowd here. Hashtag QAnon, Q Army, Make America Great Again, Trump rally, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Facts Matter, Drain the Deep State, Vote Red to Save America. And you can tell that there are a lot of people there, and the front row, they have their Q shirts on, and I bet you they didn't have to pay those people to go to that rally, like Trump, or not, like Hussein has had to pay people. They were paying them $15 a piece. You'd have to pay me a heck of a lot more money than that to go to a Obama rally. You'd have to probably pay me not even 150. No way. 1,000? No, I don't think so. No. You know what? There's some things that money just can't buy. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to Q, and we're going to go on to this one. And Q is saying, we will protect the vote, all hands on deck. And this is going to Breaking 911, which I do follow them on Twitter, and I do look at their website as well. And it says here, I can confirm that the Democratic Party of Georgia is under investigation for possible cyber crimes. Press Secretary Candace Brose said, investigation underway into alleged failed hack. Yeah, they were trying to hack the state's voter registration. Not a good thing, not a good thing. I think they're keeping a pretty careful eye on that. Probably not a good thing to do. Let's see here. And so Q is responding to that by saying, we will protect the vote. And here is, here it says, listen carefully, strategic speech to be used in the future. Now I am going to go out to this because I'm not quite sure what this is, but if it's what I think it is, I will not be able to play it, and I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's YouTube. It's them. They're terrible people. They really are. They should not be censoring us.
Our movement
Yes.
is about replacing.
So we've heard this many, many, many times. It is a phenomenal speech, and I think that it's probably going to go down in history. I really do, because it's a phenomenal speech. And if you are looking for this on YouTube, just go to this video will get Donald Trump elected. If it was just him talking, I would be able to play it, no problem. But because there is music in this, and because that music is copyrighted, I would get a copyright strike. And they are looking for any reason to get rid of conservative channels, so I just don't think that it's worth chancing it for me personally. Because I enjoy doing this, and I want my voice to be heard. I feel like I have something to say, and I would like to keep my channel as long as I can, unless it becomes that I have to compromise what I believe, or am not able to speak about what I believe. Then I'll find another platform really quickly. So let's go on to the next one. And I know I should be telling jokes in between or something because it's so slow. I don't understand. It's usually quicker than this. Okay, standing. A line of thousands, Chattanooga rally. Mother, a 96-year-old widow, Pearl Harbor survivor, who sent message Japs attacking Pearl Harbor. Do you see us, Q? Well, obviously Q does, because they are the subject of a Q drop. And congratulations to them. And the 96-year-old widow, it doesn't say her name, but we wish Mama well there. We wish her many more years, because she looks like she's healthy and strong there. So let's go back and look at the next one. And Q says 5-5. We hear you loud and clear. He's saying, eyes on, VIP Patriots, Q. And here's more. And I think, Q is being a little careful. He doesn't want to violate the Hatch Act, but I think he's encouraging us with these, showing that, look, you know what, you're not alone here. There's lots of people that are out there and supporting the movement, and it's making a difference. That's what I think that Q is doing here. And this one is Ashley Shoemaker. She says, do you see me, Q? Well, obviously Q does. And she's the subject of a Q drop, so that's good. I am sure that would thrill me if I was the subject of a Q drop. Absolutely. And again, he says, 5-5, we hear you loud and clear. Eyes on, VIP Patriot. And here is another VIP Patriot. Actually, there's more than one here. Where we go one, we go all. Q. Let's take a look at this. I see Q people. That's awesome. I see Q people, and here are a bunch of different Q peoples. And this is hashtag Georgia midterms, hashtag Kemp for governor, hashtag Great Awakening, we the people, QAnon, Patriots Unite, where we go one, we go all, Make America Great Again rally, Macon rally, woohoo! Georgia people, they're the best. Maybe not the best, but they're one of the best. I hate to single out a state, but I love Georgia. I love Georgia, and I enjoyed living in Louisiana for the time that I was there, but I would not move back. But that has nothing to do with the people that live in Louisiana whatsoever. Very, very friendly state. I've lived in North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, and that's it. That's it. But I do have a close friend in Georgia, and I've got friends in all the states, and I've got listeners in all the states. So I don't want to, pull favorites, but they've all got their pros and cons, all the states, and there's beautiful things in all of them. And I've been to almost all of the states except for the far, far west. I haven't been to Nevada or California, but the rest I have been to. Oh, or Hawaii. I haven't been to Hawaii, or Alaska, or Guam, or Puerto Rico. All right, I'll get on with what you're here for. Okay, and here is another one, Eyes on, VIP Patriot. There's a lot of these. And here we are again. I'm here in Macon, Georgia. Can you see me, Q? Well, obviously, Q can see her because she is the subject of a Q drop. And here, again, one more. Do you see me, Q? Yep, he sees you. And there they are. She has her Where We Go One, We Go All t-shirt, and he has Trust the Plan. So, probably either husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend. Anyway, not that it matters. But, and again, Q is saying, 5-5, we hear you loud and clear, and eyes on, VIP Patriot. And Q says here, our eyes are everywhere, VIP Patriot. Here's another. Q, did you see me in Elko, Nevada? I wore 4 shirts and also was a woman who yelled, Creepy Joe. Yeah, he is creepy. Trumpapalooza. Oh, I love that. Trumpapalooza. That is my new saying. I'm going to say it again. Trumpapalooza. Trumpapalooza. I'd like to say it again. One more time. Trumpapalooza. Everybody now, come on, join in. Trumpapalooza. Wasn't that fun? That just cheers me up just saying it. No, really, it does. There's something about it. Cheers me up. It's fun. Trumpapalooza. Everyone should say it. It should be our new, I don't know. I'm going to do something with that. I think I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it. I love it. Trumpapalooza. Trumpapalooza, people. Oh, Trumpapalooza, baby. There you go. QAnon. Where we go one, we go all. Trust the plan. Enjoy the show. We are. All right. And right here, we've got another. I think I'm going to speed these up from here on in because we could be here all night. with our eyes on. Did you see Q? Did you see us Q? And Q did. There they are with their Q shirts. I think I should. I kept saying that I'm going to do these because I'm a graphic artist as well. I do a lot of freelance graphic art stuff, but I think I should. I keep thinking about it and keep saying, yeah, maybe I will, but really, I think I should because I think it would be fun. And even if I'm the only one that buy them, I'll still have fun. So there you go. Now, let's go back. So there's Brandy. She was seen by Q. And how many of more? Oh, okay. Now, at this point, that's when I saw all these, I stopped copying these, but I'm going to go back to where I copy them because for these, this is what I did. I pulled them all out so that we can just look at them one after another instead of clicking and waiting and clicking and waiting. So Q, how about a shout out to a UK Q follower? And Q did shout out. And here's hashtag Q. I was at the Pensacola rally last night, wore my QAnon woke t-shirt, got through security, and then was told to take it off. Secret Service guy said everyone knows who Q is and didn't want it causing a scene. Where we go one, we go all. Everyone around me was talking about Q, the Great Awakening. So yeah, the Secret Security, they know the deal, but they're not letting people in with their Q shirt because, of course, the media will make a big deal about it. And do we really want that this close to the midterms? Probably not. Here we go. Do you see us in Charlotte, North Carolina? Yes, apparently he does. And love these t-shirts. It says adorable, deplorable. So that is cute. And I used to live in Charlotte, North Carolina. That is the very first place that I moved in the States when I came all those years ago. And it has grown, oh my gosh, like from when I went, the downtown area, there was just a few high-rise and it really still had the feel of a small town. And now, I don't even recognize it. It has grown exponentially. Good people there in Charlotte. Do you see me, Q? Well, or did you see me, Q? Obviously he did, and this is a cute little picture of her and I guess some other people at a rally. And then there's this one, which I got a kick out of because she's got the Trump, the Statue of Liberty hat with Trump on it. It says, Q, did you see me and Ms. Liberty at the Lebanon, Ohio rally? Well, apparently Q did. And it says, RSB Network always turns their cameras. Vote, vote, vote. Yes, vote. No matter what you have to do tomorrow, voting is the most important. I mean, unless it's a matter of life and death and you can't get there. But other than that, please vote. And here, QAnon, eyes on in Texas at Trump rally with real news at Fox News at Peter Hedgeseth. Where we go one, we go all, trust the plan, red wave rising, and it is mega CAG 2018, CAG 2020. Or KAG, sorry. I was looking right at it and I read C, I don't know why. You see me, Q? Charlotte, North Carolina, reporting for duty, and Q does see him. And here's another. Q, did you see us in Springfield, Missouri? Evidently he did. And Q, do you see us? Janet and Roberta in Elko, Nevada, drove 14 hours, came from California to be there. Proud patriots, voting all red. Yeah, would people drive 14 hours to see Obama? No, don't think so. Would people drive 14 minutes to see Hillary? No. 14 seconds? No. If Hillary was outside of my door, I wouldn't even open it. I'm just saying. And I'm usually a pretty friendly person, but no. And Hillary, you're not going to get another chance to wreck the country. So, give it up. 2020's a done deal. You're out. Out. Did you see us in Rochester? And evidently Q did. And this person, Davina, which I love that name, that is a beautiful name. No one paid us to drive almost 4 hours and stand in line for 6 hours in the cold. We did it because we love our POTUS. Yeah, nobody paid them 15 bucks. That's all he's worth, 15 bucks. That's all they pay for somebody to go in and listen to Obama. No. No. Why would somebody torment themselves like that? I don't know. And also, have you noticed the way Obama is looking? He looks very haggard. He looks very thin. He just looks very angry, to tell the truth. But honestly, I think he looked a little high. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, I really felt like some of the most recent one where he's making fun of Trump and everything, he looks like he's high. He really does. He looks like he's on something. I don't know if he is or not. I'm not accusing him of that. I'm saying that he looks that way. There's many things that could make you appear that way, perhaps even fatigue. I don't know. So here we go. Here's another one. Q, do you see me? Yes, yes he does. And another one which I think is adorable as all get out. Q, did you see me in Columbus, Ohio? SS took my handmade QAnon sign before at POTUS arrived. I was right in front of podium. Where we go one, we go all. Trust the plan, enjoy the show, take back control. Facts matter, sheep no more. And she's here with a full cutout of Trump, and it's adorable, and I love her shirt too. So I just think that this one is my favorite of all of them. I don't know why, but it is. And this, of course, came from this post by Q, and down below he says, eyes on VIP patriots, the world is watching. And it is very much so watching. So let's go on to the next one. And again, we've got this tweet, and he's calling out more patriots, eyes on patriots. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 spaces here, and then he puts and he puts together, we are strong, together we win, Q. And these are the people that he has called out. Hey Q, did you see my friends at the Topeka rally? Well, yes, he did. And did you see us, QAnon, Ohio rally in Lebanon? Yes, he did. A cute couple there. They look happy as clams together. I'm not sure why clams, they say clams are happy. I think they look a little depressed, but you know, I guess it's all in how you see them. Now this, did you see us, Q, the Great Awakening, QAnon, where we go one, we go all, KAG, mega, it should be MAGA. Vote red for the kids. At Real Donald Trump, sending our support from small town Iowa. And there is a father and his son, and it's evidently his son because they look a lot alike. Cute as anything. All right, and we are moving along now. Yes, we are. Now, this is important. Panic in D.C. If you witness members of Antifa or any other people or organizations stationed at key voter locations making threats or attempting to use scare tactics, voter intimidation, please contact local authorities immediately and report the incident or incidents. Internal communications suggests preparations are being made and organized to conduct a 29+ location push in battleground locations. See something, say something. Uniformed and non-uniformed personnel will be stationed across the country in an effort to safeguard the public. If you witness anything out of the ordinary with regards to staff, officials, machinery and equipment failures and or malfunctions, unusual groupings, buses dropping off people with guide and or instructor, voter prevention, blocking voters from getting to the booths, or other suspicious activity, please contact local authorities immediately and report the incidents. See something, say something. Take a picture and or video only when safe to do so. Q. So Yeah, that's what I would be inclined to do, is both call the authorities and use my smartphone and just take a picture or video if it's safe to do so. And of course, with Antifa, it may not be safe to do so. So anyway, and love this. This next one, this is again from November 4th, and it has, you know how they have outside of a movie theater, they'll tell you what's playing. Well, here in the middle theater, number 5, Panic in DC. Yes, yes indeed. Now playing. Oh yes, it's a big hit. Oh, and this is FISA-gate over here. And what is this one? Guardians of the Pedophiles. I didn't notice that at first. I noticed the one in the center, and then all of a sudden I noticed FISA-gate. I've seen that meme before, but I have not seen Guardians of the Pedophiles. I have not seen that meme before, but that's precious. That's just awesome. So yeah, that's what's playing now in DC. Those 3: FISA-gate, Guardians of the Pedophiles, and Panic in DC. And boy, oh boy, are they ever panicking. So here we've got the next, and it is, we're going to take you out to the bigger graphic here in a minute so that you can see that, because I realize that you have no hope of being able to see that, especially those of you on your little bitty phones. I loved that comment someone made about, I know you, you're the lady in the you're the tiny little lady in the corner of my phone. And I laughed so hard when I read that. I thought it was so funny, but it just struck me funny at the time. Anyway, so here it says polls are rigged and do not capture an accurate snapshot. Silent majority. Will you answer the call? Vote, vote, vote. Q. Now, these are 2 Trump tweets that we're going to, I just put them below. I clipped them and put them below for time's sake. And the first one, and then we're going to link to the bigger graphic so we can see that as well. Now, this first one, so funny to see that the CNN fake suppression polls and false rhetoric. Watch for real results Tuesday. We are lucky CNN's ratings are so low. Don't fall for the suppression game. Go out and vote. Remember, we now have perhaps the greatest economy, jobs in the history of our country. And isn't that what matters? I mean, that is a big deal for people that may have been unemployed, that they're now working, they're now getting a wage, that they can now support their families. That is a big deal. Maybe not to the Democrats, and maybe not to Nancy Pelosi, who called the tax cut crumbs. I don't think that the hard-working people that have been the recipients of this tax break view them as crumbs. I mean, anything is, when you're trying to support a family, or even just trying to support yourself and 2 cats, anything helps. It does. And that they don't understand that is worrying. So here we go. Law enforcement has been strongly notified to watch closely for any illegal voting, which may take place in Tuesday's election, or early voting. Anyone caught will be subject to the maximum criminal penalties allowed by law. Thank you. And I do believe that. I believe that he is serious about that they will be prosecuted. I don't think you play around with this president. He's just not, like when your dad is, or your mom, and you're acting up, and they're like, you better stop that or I'll smack you, but they never do. So well, he's not that type. He's like probably the type to say, look, you know what? Knock it off. I'll give you the count of 3, and then I'm coming over there. Yeah. And then, if he gets to 3, and if he does get over there, yeah, you're not going to sit down for a week. That's the type he is. And you know what? That's okay, because that's what we need right now to get this country back in shape. I'm okay with that. People are like, oh, he's so authoritarian. Well, you know what? We need that. Who wants loosey-goosey Hussein? No. All right. Hopefully this is going to, here we go. And let's make it bigger. Okay, now this is, remember when they were saying that, oh, there's no way Trump's going to win. Oh, he's got like like Hillary's got like a 99.9% chance of winning. I mean, basically, these were the people that were endorsing Clinton. Everybody. These were the people that were endorsing Trump. Nobody. So, yeah. Or, maybe, okay, this was put out by MSNBC, and everybody, all of the media supported Clinton. Everyone. And that's like everyone. So, we know that the mainstream media is in the pockets of the deep state. Do you believe, and this is a Q post from when? August 31st. So, actually, not that long ago. Do you believe actual polls were conducted? Pre-election polls, Hillary Rodham Clinton favored 90 to 98%. Reconcile against results. And you know why they did that? They kept putting it out there. Oh yeah, it's a landslide. I mean, Donald Trump should just go home. They did that because psychologically, if people think their vote isn't going to count, they don't go to the polls. But yeah, they really underestimated people. Really underestimated people. Why is their emphasis put on polls? Define human nature, the general psychological characteristics, feelings, and behavioral traits of humankind regarded as shared by all humans. Point 1, fake news logic. If people believe the odds are hopeless, their candidate will win, do they still make the effort to vote? No. Most of the time they don't. Point number 2, if people believe the odds are overwhelming, their candidate will win, do they still make the effort to vote? I don't know. Probably. Point 3, fake news logic. If people believe the majority of people feel a certain way about something, do they go with the majority to feel accepted? Yes. If the majority of people believe something, does that imply it must be right? For a lot of people, yes. A lot of people think that way. Well, all these people can't be wrong. It must be me. Because that's how, and you know what? I used to be like that. When I was younger, I would think, okay, well, there's like 100 people that believe this, and then there's me that doesn't. So it must be me. I'm wrong. But I don't think that way anymore. You know, if I've researched something and I know I'm right, then, you know, I don't care if the whole world believes something different. But human nature, yeah, that's generally how people think. Now, do they go with the majority to feel accepted? Yes. If the majority of people believe something, does that imply it must be right? To some people, yes. Does this give rise to we are the majority mindset? Define echo chamber, a metaphorical description of a situation in which beliefs are amplified or reinforced by communication and repetition inside a closed system. And that's exactly what the mainstream media is. It is an echo chamber, and they just keep on the same narrative, and they keep it just rolling around in, you know, and echoing around in this big empty chamber. And, you know, because people are so used to hearing it over and over and over again, they're like, oh, it must be right. It must be right. They keep saying it. Prior to the old platforms, networks connecting people, did the old guard have full control? Oh, yes, they did. Did the old guard learn from this mistake in the 2016 election? No, they did not. And now tasking all new platforms, networks to censor? Well, you know, they're desperate. They're desperate. When you are awake, you can see clearly, and that is the truth. And I think that we see things crystal clear in 2020 vision. That's what I think. So let's go back here to Q. Where was I? I was here. So we have looked at this post, and we are continuing on at this point. Now, I like this. It says, it's a link, and then it says, what hashtag does the passcode, what number, actually is not hashtag, it's a number, what number does the passcode add up to for anons? Q. Now, this is the tweet that they are referencing here. And when you go out to this tweet, it is by Brad Parscale, and he says, want to have a conversation directly with Donald Trump today? In 15 minutes at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the president will be on the phone live. Call in now. dial 877-229-8493. Now, this was on today at, this was posted at 7:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the president was reportedly on the phone at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there was a passcode that you had to give once you dialed through. There was a passcode, and that was 116234, and Q is asking us, what does the passcode add up to? Well, interestingly enough, it adds up to 17. 17 being the letter Q in the alphabet, the 17th letter of the alphabet being Q, so that is what Q is pointing out to us. And I think that's quite interesting and just another Q proof, right? There seems to be a lot of them for those of us that have our eyes open and we're looking for them. There's a lot. So that brings us up to date today at 11:17:18 Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure. This is the last tweet, or this is the last post that I have. Q may post more, and if he does, I will try to bring those to you tonight. If not, I will be back possibly with a Q-related news, and tomorrow, of course, I will be bringing you, I would be rather shocked if Q did not post tomorrow at some point, probably late in the day, but I will bring you any Q post tomorrow and Q-related news. So anyway, it's early for me. It's 5:49 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and that you stay safe, stay well, and please go out and vote tomorrow. Okay. All right, I'll stop nagging you then. I promise. I'll never mention it again until 2020. All right, so I will talk to you guys soon, and thank you so much. Thanks for you guys that have supported me on Patreon and bought me coffee and all that. It means more to me than you know, and I really have to catch up on my thank yous because I have been quite tardy. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good evening.